clubs claiming victories. Young would get a chance to dip back into the win column on Sunday against the Padres, a team that had handed him 3 losses during the streak. But the fireworks began in the first. Padres up 2-0, 3-2 count. Gary Sheffield and Todd Hundley embrace. They're not happy to see one another. Bob Davidson says, "Hey guys, both of you are tossed." Hundley says Sheffield was stealing signs. Runners at the corners in the second. Tony Gwynn, Vince Coleman. 2-run score, 4-1 Padres. But the Mets would come back to tie it in the 8th at 8. Craig Shipley on second. Ricky Gutierrez at the plate. Shipley tries to steal third. O'Brien, who's in for Hundley, throws the ball away. Shipley scores the game winner in one of the stranger games of the season so far. Hojo is bummed, so are the Mets. Great come from behind what was the day off, but giving his glove a workout. Bottom of the second, no score. Bill Swift, Larry Walker, gone. Solo bullet the other way. Expos up 1-0. Bottom of the third, it's still 1-0. Mike Lansing, the suicide squeeze. Nabholz gets squeezed at the plate. Top of the 8th, Giants up 2-1. John Wetland, Barry Bonds. Gone. Wetland's first appearance of the year, hangs the breaking ball, and Bonds is 5th on the season. Dusty says yes. The Giants pick up the win by the final of 4-1. Willie McGee had
ways of the week. A way for the Tigers to score every which way. Cooter, a 2-run homer, and then Tony Phillips, the next hitter, solo homer, back-to-back home runs. That's one way. The game is tied at 5, but there were more ways. Try bouncing it over Kirby Puckett. Now part of an 8-run 7th inning, and still more ways. Way away in the top of the 8th, Mike Hartley, who should be sent away with a wild pitch, and Milt Kyler scores, and the fun is just beginning. Then your way, right away, another wild pitch. Gary Thurman comes home from second base. Uma Thurman also scored on the play. The Tigers pounded the Twins 16-5. They're in a batting slump. Poor Willie Banks left in the 7th with a 5-1 lead. The bullpen allowed 15 in 2 innings. Just in this series, the Tigers outscored the Twins 45-10. Saturday, it's 1-0 Texas in the 3rd. Hulse at first, Julio Franco up. John Jaha says, ha-ha, in foul territory. Franco would follow up with a double to score Hulse. This back the great outing of Ken Rogers into the rotation and into your hearts. B.J. Surhoff, sit down. And then the Rangers up 4-1 in the 7th. The bases loaded. Jose Canseco ices it. Here comes Palmeiro. Here comes Gonzalez. Canseco, the first player with 750 RBI in his first 1,000 games since Teddy Ballgame. Ted Williams. The Rangers win it 6-1. On the losing side, Dickie Thawn's hit streak reached a dozen, but Darrell Hamilton's fielding streak has ended. He made an error after handling 541 chances in 236 games in the outfield without one error. That is the record.
When he had to go to his fastball, Torey Lovello. The last time Torey hit a home run, 1989. 1-0 Angels in the 5th. We went to the 7th, still tied. Clemens had been using his breaking ball. He went to the fastball, and Tim Salmon made him pay for it. The Angels went up 2-1. Top of the 9th, 2 on, 1 out, still 2-1. Joe Gray on for the save. Scott Cooper, the base hit to left. Luis Polonia, not known for a gun. And Mo Vaughn coming to the plate, and Mo slides in safely, but the umpire, Mr. Hirschbeck, punches him out. The replay showed that Mo Vaughn slid in safely. Try telling that to the Angels, who won their 6th in a row. Best record in the American League. City, and Johnny Oates making a fashion statement. The manager, the high-top shoes, the Oakley sunglasses. Cool, dude. Bottom of the 1st, Brian McRae on at first. George Brett the grounder, and McRae topples Chris Hoyles. He said he thought he was playing football again, causing a fumble. Apier, solid in the 6th. Runner at second. Mark McLemore chasing the breaking ball. Apier goes 7 in the 3rd. 6 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned runs. Kansas City won despite stranding 12 runners. Montgomery got the final 4 outs for his 5th save. The White Sox back at Skydome, and Alex Fernandez has been pitching some sparkling baseball. Here in the 2nd, facing John Olerud and getting the whiff. Darren Jackson wants a piece, but doesn't. He gets the whiff as well. 9 Ks into the 8th. Fernandez made one mistake. Gone. Darren Jackson leaves the yard in a hurry, and there's your game winner. The Blue Jays pick up the victory 1-0. Jackson says, I never get any fastballs coming over to the American League after playing with the Padres. But didn't make his first major league start in over a year, a memorable one. He lasted only 4 innings, giving up 5 runs. But the Yankees pick up the victory. And Cleveland and Oakland. Great pitching performance by Jose Mesa. The A's got
against the Dodgers in the 1st inning. Brett Butler on second. Darryl Strawberry against Tommy Green, slices one, removes the glove from Mr. Green's hand, and Butler scores. It's 1-0 Dodgers. And that's your ball game. Well, not quite. Bottom of the first inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Pete Incaviglia with the grounder. Darren Dalton took out the second baseman on the play, and Kruk scored. 3-1 Phils after 1. Bottom of the third, Dave Hollins is at first. Petey Incaviglia, a role player and a half for the Phils. High and deep to left, he says, hitting a knuckleball is like trying to catch butterflies. He wrote that. 5-1 Phillies. Tom Lasorda and Ron Pernoski suitably bored and bummed. The Dodgers have been swept by the Phils for the first time since July of '91. It's Greg Maddux facing them in the first inning. The runners are on the corners already. Ray Langford with a routine bouncer to left field. And Ron Gant says, I don't know what the routine is, but it's not routine to me. Jeffries and Zeal score. 3-0 Cards, and then Hector Villanueva. And he's got most of this. I don't think it's playable, Dan. And he hit the Hector Villanueva pole. Cards win 7-3. Maddux goes only 4 innings, gives up 9 hits, 4 runs, saves number 362 for Smith, and an in the losing cause. Tim Belcher looks good, if not great, for the second consecutive time. 8 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned in 8 1/3, but the Cubs win on a Bouchel triple in the 9th. Pirates win a game, lose a reliever. Tomlin now 7-1, lifetime in April, but John Candelaria goes on the DL with a strained intercostal muscle in the rib. One of the wire services said it was a strained intercoastal, meaning John's canals are sore. Highlight of the Bucks win later, as well as of Ryan Bowen's second sharp start as the Marlins pound the Rockies. Junior Felix a grand slam at 10.
6 months after one of the most exciting endings ever to an NLCS game, the Braves and Pirates met again, and once again, there was drama in the end, this time by an old favorite. Last year's hero, there he is, Francisco Cabrera. John Smoltz on his game, whiffing Dave Clark. Smoltz had 8 Ks. Top of the 7th, 3-1 Braves. Al Martin on second. Tom Foley with a man on goes the opposite way. Foley's first in September of '89. We're tied at 3. Bottom of the 10th, Jeff Blauser on second, 2 out. David Justice against Blas Minor, and he could do nothing with that pitch. 5 Ks on the night for Justice. Top of the 11th, Lonnie Smith gets all over an 0-2 pitch by Greg McMichael. Yes, Smith sticking it to his ex-mates, put the Pirates up 4-3. Last year's GOAT, Stan Belinda, did the job with 2 out, getting Mark Lemke to ground back to the box. Belinda throws out Lemke, and the Pirates hang on to win at 4-3. But the story, Lonnie Smith, who played for the Braves the previous 5 years before signing as a free agent, he also had a pinch hit single in the 7th that started a 3-run Pittsburgh rally. He also got a standing ovation. Big Ben Rivera just wasn't himself, giving up 4 runs in just 2 2/3 innings. 7th inning now, Dave Martinez pops one up to shallow left. Mariano Duncan and Milt Thompson both think they have a play, but they both collide. Duncan had to be helped off with a leg contusion. Giants were up 8-0 in this game. They led 8-4, but Phillies had the bases loaded in the 7th. Pete Incaviglia facing Mike Jackson. And Inky sends it Mike Benjamin's way. He can't handle it. Jim Eisenreich scores. 8-5 Giants. Here come the Phils. Milt Thompson up the middle on Jackson. Darren Dalton, Dave Hollins score. Phillies within just 1. 8th inning, Mickey Morandini on third. Dave Rigetti on the mound, and Jim Eisenreich does the job. Morandini scores the game-tying run, knotted at 8. 10th inning, the 7th Giants pitcher is Gino Minatelli. Juan Bell on third, and Minatelli's first pitch to Dave Hollins. A wild one. Bell scores the game winner, and that's it. Phillies come back from an 8-0 deficit to win the game 9-8. The Phillies now a Major League best 14-4 on the year. Jim Eisenreich 3 for 3 after replacing John Kruk, who left the game with a sore hamstring. The Giants left 18 men on base. The Cubs in Colorado, 3-run Rockies in the 6th. That's when David Need gets into trouble. Facing Mark Grace. Grace gets to Need. Derek May then, the single to right. Sammy Sosa, the double. Grace scores, then Steve Bouchel. The single to right, that scored May, that scored Sosa. 4-3 Cubs. Rockies defense kept them close, though. Jose Vizcaino ripping one, but watch Dante Bichette in right, making the gorgeous grab up against the wall. Bottom 8, 5-3 Cubs. Runners on second and third, 2 gone. Freddie Benavides grounds one deep into the hole, but Ray Sanchez throws Benavides out by a step. Great play. 6-3, the Cubs hang on. Dwight Smith added a homer in the 9th. Mike Harkey gets smacked for 13 hits in this one, but still came away with his 3rd win. Colorado's Vinny Castilla with a pair of triples in the
trouble in the first. 2-on, nobody out. Frank Thomas, homerless in 60 at-bats, finally sends one out. A 3-run shot puts Chicago up 3-0. Fernando, 4 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits. Sparkling defense would help Wilson Alvarez. David Segui lines to left. Leo Gomez will try to test Bo Jackson's arm, and Bo Throws a seed, guns him down. Then Gomez will hit the looper to right. Watch Ellis Burks. You don't see him yet. He comes out of nowhere to make a diving backhanded snow cone grab. Sox up 4-zip in the 7th. Robin Ventura facing Alan Mills and his second homer, a solo shot. Sox went up 5-zip. They added 2 more runs. 8 shutout innings for Alvarez. 7 hits, 4 Ks, 1 walk. Ventura, that home run was his second. The Birds have dropped 5 out of 6. A wild one at the Sky Dome. I won't call it just Sky Dome. After an 0-3 start, Jack Morris surprised some guys tonight, striking out Jose Canseco, who didn't like the call on the outside corner there. Then facing Ivan Rodriguez on the inside corner, and he can't believe it. Morris gets Doug Strange to wave at that one, but in the 6th inning, Juan Gonzalez breaks a 10-game homer drought. Number 6 on the year, opposite field shot against Morris. He would leave in the 6th, but the Blue Jays offense for once took care of him. Joe Carter hammers this one out, a 2-run shot. The Blue Jays win at 8-6. Roberto Alomar had 4 hits. The Jays got a season-high 16. A much-needed first win for Morris. And
Big score. How about those nachos, George? Not bad, huh? I thought so. Doug Drabek cruising a 2-1 lead in the 6th. Greg Jeffries the smash, but it's snared by Jeff Bagwell. The toss to Drabek for the out. Now, Todd Zeal, the high chopper to Drabek. No problem for Doug. Nice play here, and then the throw to get Zeal. But Drabek does get in trouble in the 8th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Ozzie Smith, the chopper, and the bad hop against Craig Biggio. He couldn't make the play. Geronimo Pena and Bernard Gilkey both score. Some serious turf tension for Doug Drabek and the Astros. Joe McGrain goes 7, allowing 6 hits to get the victory for St. Louis. Lee Smith struck out 2 in the 9th to earn save number 9. In Cincinnati, Marlins vet Charlie Huff may look his age, but his arm sure doesn't. Getting Bobby Kelly swinging. And then Randy Milligan on a nasty pitch, and then Huff gets Barry Larkin to chase one. Huff with 9 strikeouts. Meantime, Jose Rio allowed just 1 hit, scoreless in the top of the 6th when Dave Magadan hits the check swing shot, whoops, right down the left field line. Magadan going for 2, thinking he's fast or something, but Cecil Espy all over that. The inning's over. Scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. Huff in trouble. 2 on, 1 out. Joe Oliver gets to Huff. Finally, someone gets to a knuckleball. Espy scores from 2nd. It's 1-0 Cincinnati. That was really it for Huff. He goes 6 in the 3rd, allows 4 hits. A frustrated Charlie Huff said after the game, "It's tough for me when every pitch has got to be perfect. Welcome to the world of expansion teams."
Of course, you won't notice it. Bottom of the 5th, 3-zip Brewers. Dave Nilsson's hit to Kent Herbeck. Kevin Tapani comes to make the play, but can't hang on. 2 batters later, bases loaded. Bill Spires up the drawn-in middle right there. 2-run score. 5-zip Milwaukee. Things would get worse. Little check swing from Darrell Hamilton. Drops in, base hit. Next batter, Tapani faces Greg Vaughn. Already 6-0. Another base hit up the middle. Spires comes in, 7-0. George Samus, the new pitcher. It's 9-0 when Nilsson, the base hit. 10-0 Milwaukee. They end up winning at 10-3, the 4th straight game the Twins have allowed double digits. They've been outscored 55-13 in the Tigers' jaw early here. Travis Fryman, not a very manly hit. Little blooper here. Tony Phillips bobbles it here, though. Or Brian McRae bobbles it. Phillips would have stopped and said he scores. Then Kurt Gibson sends the double to the corner. Whitaker and Fryman score. It's 3-0 Tigers. Gibby stole 3rd and then scored on the wild pitch. Tigers 4 in the first, 19 runs in 3 consecutive innings. Tom Bolton pitched well and got help here. The 6-4-3 double play. To the 9th, though, Sparky would be worried. The Tigers' lead cut to 5-3 with a 2-run rally. But then Mike Henneman gets McRae to line to Lou Whitaker, and Chris Gwynn is doubled off at 2nd. The Tigers hold on to win 5-3. They're 6th in a row. They've won 10 of 11.
Game, Kenny Lofton. Say goodbye to the no-hitter for any possibility for that. Bosio was sharp, though. Just ask Carlos Baerga. Frozen. And then Baerga again against Bosio in the whiff. But in the 5th, Bosio tries to help out, turning the 3-6-1 DP and gets run over by Jeff Treadway. He left the game. He suffered a broken left collarbone. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. So Lou didn't know that news at the time. Calls on Rich DeLucia. Gets Baerga again. Seattle had his number. And Lou pleased, but not after hearing the news. Once again, Chris Bosio suffering the broken left collarbone, and he will be out at least 6 to 8 weeks. Bosio, though, does get the win. He improves to 2-1. Pete O'Brien had 3 hits and 2 RBIs.
Mark McLemore. He also gets plenty of defensive support here as Lance Johnson covers ground in a hurry and makes the backhand stab. Bottom of the third, O's built a 3-1 lead, but George Bell, a little single with seeing eyes, finds a hole. Johnson scores. It's 3-2. Bell breaks an 0-for-19 slump. Johnny Oates dials to the bullpen when Sutcliffe got in trouble. 6-3 Sox, and he's getting rocked here. Frank Thomas suddenly hot, sends it to the corner. Cora and Johnson score. Now it's 8-3 Sox. Finally, Oates has some mercy and pulls Sutcliffe. 9-4. Sutcliffe 4 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 6 walks, and 8 earned runs. So McDowell does get the victory to go to Pat Listash, though, in the first inning. Listash, who had been struggling this year, the base hit. Then Listash kind of the bloop to center. One more time, this time a line single to left. And in the 6th, Listash lines the single in front of Pedro Munoz. Joe Kamek comes around. Brewers up 3-zip, and the Twins continue to be frustrated. Kirby Puckett taking a called third strike, argues with Larry McCoy, lost the argument, lost the game. 3-2. Listash, his average goes up from 182 to 250. DeShay's 7 innings, 9 hits. His first loss, the Twins' 5th straight loss. So the last of our 4-0 club. Burkett faring better in Philly, facing Todd Pratt. Todd takes the big cut and hits the dirt. Burkett 6 Ks. He allowed 3 runs. Barry Bonds providing support here. Inside the bag to the corner. Will Clark and Matt Williams score in the triple, 6-0. But the Giants rally 6-3 in the 9th. Would it be another comeback? No. Rod Beck comes on, strikes out Darren Dalton. In fact, he struck out the side for his 7th save. Burkett does go for the 5th victory. 7
in the first, looking good, getting Jeff Conine. The Reds would go up 2-0 after 1, and Tony Perez saying, yeah, another routine win, right? We're tied at 3 in the 8th. Dave Magadan. Smiley is long gone. Magadan goes the other way, and Cecil doesn't earn the ESPY with this one. The stand-up triple, Orestes Destron scores, and it's 4-3 Marlins. In the 9th, Reds threatening. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Brian Harvey, Joe Oliver, and Joe is mad. How mad? That mad. The Marlins hold on to win it by the final of 4-3. Harvey struck out the side in the 9th for his 6th save. Danny Darwin facing the A's in Oakland. Would he pick up a victory? Bottom of the 3rd, already down 2-0. And this deep drive off the bat of Ruben Sierra. Andre Dawson had a chance to reel it back in. Instead, it trickles over 4-0 A's. Bottom of the 5th, it's now 4-1. Lance Blankenship. He sends one the other way. Mike Greenwell a chance to bring it back. He sends it over. The A's led it 5-1. On the very next pitch, guess what? Ricky gets plunked, and Darwin gets hit with an ejection. Ken Ryan, will he be the closer of the future? Gone. Mark McGwire, 2nd homer of the game, and the A's tattoo the Red Sox, winning it by the final of 7-2. Witt gets the win. Darwin now 0-4. Boston has lost 6 in a row after that. Second, Cone. Gibby, his 2nd homer of the year, and it's 2-0 Tigers. Cone would eventually settle down, keeping his team in this game. Settling down against Cecil Fielder, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but Cecil, the whiff. 4 times in 4 at-bats. In the 9th, 3-2 Tigers, 2 outs. Runner at second, Mike Henneman. All he has to do is get Keith Miller on the comebacker, and can't do it. They're still alive. McFarland scores. We're tied at 3. And Sparky Anderson can't bear to watch. Bottom of the 10th, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Chico lean off John Kiley with the infield drawn in. Wally Joyner scores the game winner. The Royals certainly needed this one. In 10, they win it. The Tigers' 6-game winning streak is over. The Royals have scored a total of 12 runs in David Cohn's 5 starts. Hal McRae reacted violently to a reporter who questioned McRae's strategy.
Did you consider Brett for Miller with the bases loaded in the 7th?
No, don't ask me all these stupid-ass questions. No. And God, all these stupid-ass questions every night. Find what I hit Brett from Miller. Miller started the game. He's playing against left-handed pitchers. Brett is not playing against left-handed pitchers. Find what I bat for Miller. You think I'm a damn fool? Tired of all these questions every night. And stay out here asking all this dumb-ass questions. Stupid. Ask me that stupid ass every mother night. You guys are not taking no shit off the players. I'm sick and tired. I'm fed up with everything. No shit from you guys, no shit from you players. And they can do any mother thing they want to do. I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit. Now, put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's what I get for trying to be a nice guy. You try to make a out of me every damn night. Well, this is the last night.
The person working the ESPN beeper, very busy tonight. The reporter leaving McRae's office with blood trickling down his cheek was Alan Eskew of the Topeka Capital Journal. McRae apologized to Eskew. The reporter considers the case closed, but Eskew wrote in his Tuesday column, quote, "I do plan to duck next time."
Shea. One of the very few mistakes Gooden made right here, facing Mike Piazza. Boom, the solo home run to left, his third. The Dodgers jumped out and top 1-zip. In the 8th, it was still 2-0. Runners on second and third, 1 out, and Gooden walks Jody Reed. The pitch called inside. Looked inside. Gooden didn't think so. He'd be complaining to Bill Hahn all day, and Jeff Torborg has to come out to calm him down. One batter later, Darryl Strawberry facing his old friend. Reaches out, slaps it. Bobby Bonilla has a chance, but can't come up with it. 2-run score. Gooden unhappy, and the Mets trail 4-zip, more than enough for Oral Hershiser. Facing Jeff Kent. Beauty of a bender. 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, shades of 89 for Hershiser. And after 6 losses, the Dodgers salvaged the last game of the road trip. Hershiser lost the shutout on an unearned run in the 9th. He's now 3-2 with a 2.7 ERA. Bucks and Braves continue the series. Both just 1 over 500 coming in. There's Tim Wakefield once again living dangerously. Getting Ron Gant, though, to bounce into a 5-4-3 double play. He led 2-1 in the 9th despite walking 10 batters. But in the 9th, there's Ryan Klesko. The knuckler didn't knuckle. His first major league homer. We go to extra innings tied at 2. In the 11th, Wakefield helps himself, the perfect sacrifice right there, and it turns into the go-ahead run. Mike Stanton throws wildly. Carlos Garcia scores. Wakefield goes 10+, and the Pirates win it 6-2 in 11. 28 walks in 3 games for Wakefield this year. He won them all. He is still the Braves' nemesis. I tried to say nemesis. 4-0 all time. Rockies salvaged the finale with the Cubs, or finale, in Mile High 11-2. They rough up Mike Morgan. Andres Galarraga, an opposite field 440-foot.
Caminetti, Real Cormier. Gone. 4-1 Astros with a 2-run homer. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 7-2 Astros. The pitcher, Brian Williams, laying down the bunt. Tom Urbani overthrows first base badly. But then the adventure begins. Andujar Cedeno heading for third. Then Ozzie throws the relay throw into the dugout. Cedeno scores. Williams scores. 9-2 Astros. Joe Torre saying, is that 5 errors on Ozzie already this year? It is. Joe Torre feeling the pain of that 9-2 loss in the Dome. Biggio.
Jackson and Whitey at the game. And Bernie Williams, the first man up, faces Chuck Finley and takes him out to right center. 1-zip Yanks in a hurry. Finley with a 2.96 ERA coming in. The focus on Jimmy Key, facing Rene Gonzalez and getting him swinging. Key, no-hitter, into the 6th. Now in the bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Key facing Gary DeSarcina, and DeSarcina lines the single to center. The only hit of the game for the Halos. Bottom of the 9th, Key with the strikeout. The complete game, a masterful performance. Walks just 1 in the 1-hitter, faces 2 batters over the minimum. Finley gives up 9 hits. Jays going for 4 in a row and facing Texas, 4-3. Pat Hentgen, a 4-hitter through 8, no walks, 4 Ks. He is 3-1. Ward, his 8th save, but did give up a homer. And Rob Nen, his first big league start, little control problems, 7 walks and 3+.